Hi, Santa Barbara and Montecito. Daniel Zia here, founder and CEO of Zia Group, the #1 real estate team on the central coast of California, selling more homes than any other agent or team in any brokerage, and we are delighted to help you. As part of my commitment to be your real estate economist of choice, I wanted to go ahead and deliver this month's real estate market update specifically for the area of South Santa Barbara County, and we're going to go over all of the April statistics here in our May real estate market update. So generally speaking, with interest rates have stayed pretty stable. As we've talked about, the interest rates and the stock market tend to be two main driving forces in what's happening in our market. Interest rates have stayed stable, stocks are up a bit, and so people are feeling a little bit better about their portfolio, but the interest rates are stable, and so the buying power of local buyers is a little bit less. Now, we do see lots of cash offers in our market. Sometimes upwards of 40% of the number of closings are actually cash closings, so those interest rates have less of an effect on our local market as a lot of other markets in the nation. Now, there is some interesting news before we jump fully into the real estate market update. You might have heard that there's been a settlement that affects real estate brokers. It's by the National Association of Realtors. There's been a settlement where essentially, there's a lot of talk about, commissions changing, or there's no longer any buyer agent incentive. To be frank, that's really not the story. Those are just media headlines. We're happy to help walk you through it. Really, I think the gist of how it's going to affect consumers is that it used to be that a buyer could work with an agent and with really having no paperwork to kind of define that relationship as far as services offered and how that agent got paid. That's just changing, where it's just becoming a little bit more formalized, just like where real estate agents work with sellers and there's a listing agreement. There's essentially a buyer-broker agreement that's being revised, and so if you want to go out and look at homes, just be prepared. In the past, you've never had to sign paperwork with an agent to do it. That's actually all changing on a national level. So whichever agent you're working with, whether one of our realtor partners or another agent in our community, just be prepared. They're going to have conversations with you about paperwork and defining that agreement that is different. The vast majority of times, sellers and listing agents are still going to be compensating buyers agents to represent buyers, so that compensation isn't going away. There may be some very select cases where a buyer may offer to pay some of that compensation to a buyer's agent, but again, I think that's going to be pretty rare. But you should still define why you're working with a buyer's agent and really interview that agent. If they're a friend or a family member, you want to make sure that you're actually getting value in that representation. One, it can have a massive effect on you securing a property and negotiating the best price and terms, but also there are some select cases where you may have to cover some of that compensation if a seller or a listing agent doesn't offer that. Again, it's a conversation for another time, but if you do want to reach out and you have questions and you're a buyer right now and want to make sure that you have the right representation or you know what you're signing with some of this new paperwork come out, please do reach out. We're happy to have a confidential conversation with you and fill you in. Now, as to what the market is doing, again, those interest rates are stable. New listings are up. Homes going into escrow is up. Closed escrows are up. Price reductions are up, and the median sales price all are up. So if you remember one thing from this video, just remember most things are up. So as we've talked about in the past, when inventory levels rise like they have year over year, that's a good thing, because one of our biggest challenges in our market the last couple of years has been a lack of inventory. Buyers have wanted to purchase but haven't been able to find the right home that they've gotten excited about. So the good news is that has changed. There are more homes that have come on the market now, which is really exciting, and so more buyers have more choice. They're finding more homes they like, and we're opening up more escrows. As far as the number of sales this year, it's definitely up compared to last year. But to put it in historic context, if you look at like the last 18 years, still 13 of those last 18 years had higher sales year to date than this year. And so it's definitely a better sales year than last year, but not nearly as good as a number of those years that we've seen, especially when we're seeing massive appreciation. Now, the good news is year over year, we have seen some appreciation. The median home price is up 8%, and the average sold price is up 4%. So no matter which statistic you look at, you do see some increase. If you take out the Montecito and Hope Ranch market, the average sales price is actually down a little bit, not up. It just means that sometimes with certain segments of the market, you're seeing different statistics. But I think overall, it's felt like it's been better than the flattish market we've seen on prices last year, and we've seen some appreciation this year, but nothing major. And because we haven't had those interest rate cuts like we hoped for at the beginning beginning of the year, it's made the market a little bit more tempered. Still better activity, but a little more tempered than we hoped and expected. Median sales price is hovering right around $2.25 million, and the average sales price, like is pretty standard in our area, is about $1 million higher than that. As far as months of inventory, again, that can have a major effect on whether prices are going to go up or down. That's been trending upwards just a little bit, as some of this inventory that's been coming on, which we've been excited about, hasn't been fully absorbed by buyer demand. So the absorption rate in the affordable market is a little under 2.5 months of inventory, and in the luxury market is a little under 5 months of inventory. And that's pretty standard, where the luxury market has a much larger or higher absorption rate than the affordable market. To put it into context, when you think about how many available homes the buyers have to see this year versus last year, there's actually a third more selection this year if you're a home buyer than last year. So again, if you've been out there shopping and you still haven't been able to find what you're looking for, you may want to consider, trying to dig up some properties off market. If your current agent's not doing that, reach out to us. We're happy to talk to you about our options, where we talk with literally tens of thousands of homeowners every year directly on behalf of our buyers to dig up those off-market opportunities. As I've talked about, sales are up. To put that in specific context, sales are up about 13% this year over last year, so definitely more sales activity. And pendings, the homes that have gone into escrow, are about 21%. When we look at the luxury market in particular, we are seeing that homes are selling for about 5% below their asking price and about 7% below their original asking price. When you compare that to the affordable market is actually selling a lot tighter this year versus last year, and that's at 2% below the last asking price and 4% below the original asking price. There are 47 homes and condos available in the luxury market right now, about 3.5 months on average days of market time for those homes and condos. And so that's actually less selection than last year. So even though the market as a whole has more selection for home buyers, on the luxury market, there's actually less selection now. So that's kind of interesting. So if you are a luxury buyer and you've been feeling that pinch, you're not alone. That's actually market wide. There is more sales activity on the luxury side, which is great. We've had 11 sales over $5 million last month, which is exciting, including some really ultra high-end luxury sales activity with more above $20 million sales in the last couple months than we've seen in a long time. The highest sale last month was actually on Picacho Lane, 595 Picacho Lane, and that was a little over $30 million, which is one additional $30 million plus sale, which again is the ultra high end for our market. On the condo side, in the affordable market, the condo side on the luxury market, the highest sales price was $2.4 million, and that was in the Shadow Hills development, which is in the foothills, kind of off the 154, 55 and older community, big views, but still that's a big number for Shadow Hills. So someone was willing to pay that. As far as the transitioning to the condo market is, I would say, stable, tried and true. Similar to last year, when you look at the median sales price, absolutely no change. Average sales price is actually down a little bit. Condos on average are selling for about 100% of their asking price, though last year they were selling for about 2% more above their asking price. So overall, it feels like it's still a strong condos market, but I would say compared to the single-family home market, we've seen more improvements on the single-family home market in the last 12 months than we have on the condo market. So there you have it. Market's doing strong. We would expect a fairly strong summer. I know everyone's kind of looking to see what's going to happen with interest rates, what the election's coming up, what's going on there, but I'm expecting still some decent sales activity this summer and a nice, fairly strong Santa Barbara and Montecito real estate market. If you have any questions or want to reach out and talk to us about how this situation and the update on the market may or may not affect your specific home buying or home selling situation, please do reach out, and we'd absolutely love to help. Until next time, take care and enjoy your kind of late spring going into early summer. Bye, friends.